Hello Driving Intelligence community. This video is being made after I did an oil pump replacement on a 2002 F150 with the 5.4 Triton engine. The oil pump is connected to the crankshaft on the front of the engine. It's accessible when you take the timing chain cover off. But there are two bolts for the oil pickup that would be better replaced or removed and replaced if you had the oil pan drop. But there are videos out there that I've seen that show how you can do this without dropping the oil pan. But it's a little difficult. One of the bolts you'll see in this video is easy to get out, but it's the one that's further deeper into the pan, and it's extremely difficult to get out. Now I was able to get both bolts out without a problem. Tore my hands up. I couldn't use gloves because I need to be able to feel the bolt. Got the new oil pump in, got the first bolt in, but the second bolt, which the one that's deeper into the oil pan, is extremely difficult to get in, and I wasted a lot of my time trying to get it in with one of these ratcheting wrenches that has an angle on the end of it. I got the 8mm here, and I also used a fixed 8mm wrench, which was very good at getting the bolts out but not getting them in, both of those tools. But I finally had to go out and just drop the dime on getting a flex head wrench. You have to have one of these to do that effectively. I kept cross-threading that bolt as I was putting it in, even just using my fingers. I just didn't like the feel of it, so I kept taking it out. I chased the threads with a tapping tool. And until I went out and bought this, stuck that bolt on and pushed it up and was able to ratchet it straight in, I couldn't get the job done. And actually I finished it in 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes once I had this tool. So I'll put a link. I actually spent too much on this one, but I'll put a link to a cheaper set from Amazon, less than half the price. But if you do attempt to do this project, you have to have one of these. This is the only way to get it done. Thanks for watching.
First step of reassembly is getting this oil pump in. This is the hardest part of the entire operation. You can see the bolts. I've got them started that hold the oil pickup tube onto the oil pump. My recommendation, first of all, make sure you stick a rag down here to catch that bolt, because if it rolls back and you're in a heap of trouble. The other thing is, don't put the bolts in for the oil pump until you get those bolts in, so that you can push this down and get to that bolt in the back. That gives you a little bit more access with your fingers. This is a very, very difficult thing to do with the oil pan on the vehicle. I want to see if there was a difference in chain length. You'll see that the old chain is about rolled up 1/4 inch in length, which makes about 1/2 inch when you just completely lay it out. So there is stretch in this chain after 217,000 miles. Okay, so everything is connected, tightened up and torqued. The only thing I haven't connected is the crank trigger sensor, because I don't want the engine to start until the oiling system is primed. I'm going to watch that oil pressure sensor until it kicks up and shows that I've got oil pressure in the engine. I attempted to prime this until I could see pressure on the gauge, but I never saw it, and I know I installed the pump correctly. So I must have primed it for 5 minutes total, and I finally just decided to reconnect the crank trigger, and as soon as I started up I had oil pressure, so I'm good to go.